When I say this is bright, the light is, ooh, okay. The light is doing the things. The light is doing the things. I am like so late because I really wanted to be live like almost an hour ago, but it's okay. It's totally okay. I wanted to be live about an hour ago, but it's all right. So let's see who we got coming in first. TikTok is in first. Grand Rising, good morning, Alafia, and good day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was reflecting on the wisdom of Ifa, the medicine of the tradition, and how it can be nourishing to anyone, regardless of their walk, their practice. They don't necessarily have to initiate in order to be able to benefit from the fact that Ifa's medicine is absolutely going to be beneficial to their life. So shout out to TikTok. It's Saturday morning, Saturday rising, and they're in the building first. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for tapping the screen and sharing this live with your peoples. For those who are new here, I am Ianifa Danifa Omi Shango, Ifa priestess and spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. And today I want to talk about the wisdom of Ifa and how it is beneficial, period. Like it's not simply, thank you so much for the roses, thank you. How it's beneficial, period. So this came about really when I was thinking about, honestly, my godchildren. So I have several goddaughters, and not all of them are planning to initiate into E5. Not all of them are planning to get their hand of E5, but they are all taking the medicine. They are all reaping the benefits of the wisdom of E5. So what is E5? E5 is it really is the wisdom of nature. So beyond anything else, it is the wisdom of nature. And so when we think about nature, a lot of things time to think about the sun, the moon, the stars, earth, trees, grass, animals, plants. We think about all of these things as being nature. And then when we think about the oneness in all things, because that is one of the truths, the pillars, the tenets of Ifa, is that we are made of everything in the universe. Everything in the universe, everything we see in our physical reality is made of everything in the universe. So we're made of the same stuff that everything else is. Thus, we are also made of the same things that nature is made of. So when we talk about the wisdom of nature, Ifa is all about how are we walking in harmony with nature. And when we're walking in harmony with nature, we inherently are walking in harmony with ourselves. So you think about that from a broad perspective. You take religion, spirituality, all of those things out of the equation, and simply that principle alone. We are made of the same things that Mother Nature is made of. Thus, we should be moving in harmony with Mother Nature because that will create harmony in ourselves. You don't have to initiate for that to be beneficial to you, because then this creates this opportunity for you to understand yourself through watching Mother Nature. It helps you to understand other people through understanding nature, through understanding things like astrology. Astrology is still a study of an aspect of nature. The aspect of nature that astrology is simply the cosmos. That is still part of nature. That's still part of nature. Sometimes we think of nature simply just what's happening in our lovely little planet that we call home right now, but nature is all of the things that are part of our reality. So when we think about that's an easy concept. We are all one. This also takes away that idea that we are separate from each other. We're only separate in terms of our physical vessels. We are separate in the form of ego. But the same consciousness that created all things, the same consciousness that created the earth, the stars, the sun, the moon, the planets, is the same consciousness that permeates through those things and thus permeates through all of us. Everyone's heard it before. Scientifically, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It is simply moving in various speeds and intonations and thus manifesting in different ways, but it is literally all sourced from the same energy, meaning we all come from the same energy. We are all made up of the same energy, meaning that things will impact us in similar ways. Our ego personalities and our own individual destinies will align it in a more specific way for us, but we're all of the same energy. That's we're all going through the same things at the same time. You'll see it all through social media. You'll see people that are like, oh my God, the energy's so heavy. And you'll just see a trove of people in the comments just co-signing, yes, we all are feeling this same energy. So Alafia daughter, we're all seeing this come through in the same way. Again, this doesn't have this, no religion, no spirituality, no nothing. This is simply the wisdom of understanding nature and how nature works. When I think about what is the benefit of just learning about Ifa, the benefit is yourself. The benefit of learning about Ifa, the benefit of walking and having this practice, whether you initiate or not, is self. That's the full benefit. That is the benefit. When I do my first Ijosine of the year in next month, the concept is Ifa is a self-love religion. Because for me and my practice and my lineage, that's what it is. It is a self-love religion. It is revolutionary in that this is a spiritual practice that before you go and you honor anyone else, the first energy that you're supposed to honor is your Ori. In a literal translation, this is your Ori. This lovely ball of flesh and bone sitting atop your neck is your Ori. So when you think about what your Ori is, everyone you know that you talk to, that you converse with, that you communicate with has an Ori, because if you didn't have this sitting on top of your head, we probably would not be speaking to you. Unless, of course, you're the headless horseman who carries his Ori in a pumpkin. Otherwise, he still also has an Ori. Ori is your consciousness. From a broad perspective, it is your consciousness. It is your consciousness. It's not their consciousness. It's not somebody else's consciousness. Agbo ato, Monique, agbo ato. It is not someone else's consciousness. It is your consciousness. Agbo ato awo. It is your consciousness. So when you think about this, is the fact that it's your consciousness. So first thing in the morning, every day you wake up, in this tradition, it is you are supposed to honor your Ori, your consciousness before anyone else. You honor your consciousness because it is your consciousness that remembers, your Ori remembers. See, a lot of times it's like, I'm trying to remember who I am. Remember, your Ori already knows. You are simply learning how to commune with your Ori so that you can be aware that you remember, because you already remember. Your Ori is you, and your Ori knows your full destiny. Your Ori is also the holder, the keeper of your destiny. It holds your destiny. It knows. It has this beautiful, think of it like a big book, and it knows every possible decision, every possible path, every possible direction, every possible anything, because you chose it. You chose your purpose. You chose your book of life and said, this is what I may potentially experience. If I go this way, this is going to happen. If I go that way, this is going to happen. If I go this way, that's going to happen. Your Ori holds all of that. So when you go and get divination from someone, it's particularly me in particular, I tell you, you already have the answers. You simply are not aware of how to access the answers. I know how to hear your answers. And thus I'm communicating what your Ori, what your spiritual court has already tried to give to you, but you didn't understand it when it was coming. Honoring your Ori is an act of self-love. This is your connection to source. This is your connection to Olorun. It is a good Ori that allows the blessings of Olorun, the blessings of the source, the blessing of creation, the blessing of heaven to come through to you. Nothing comes to you without the sanction of your Ori. So again, this tradition is saying, before any guide, before any blessing, before anything is allowed to come to you, it is you, your Ori, that helps make that decision as to whether or not this is in alignment for you. Is this something that you should be doing right now? Is this something you should be receiving right now? It's you. Before you go asking anyone else. ancestors included, you are supposed to inquire of your head first. Before you do anything, you are supposed to inquire of your Ori first. So if you think about that, again, taking religion, everything else outside of it, this is a practice that says you have control over your destiny. Your destiny does not have control over you. You have control over your destiny. You have that control. You are able to move things in your life. You can do this. And it encourages you to trust in yourself. It encourages you to trust in yourself. It encourages you. Thank you so much for the glitter badge. So it encourages you to trust in your own knowing. Whereas other practices, things may say, lean not on your own understanding. Your African ancestors understood their oneness with source. They understood that they may not have access to the full breadth of all of source's knowledge, but they can access parts of it. The parts of it that the Ori has access to, they can access that. They can absolutely get that information. They don't have to walk around stumbling in the dark. They simply have to sit and inquire of their head. And like, what is it that we need to be doing? How do we need to be moving? Giving gratitude to your Ori for remembering. Giving gratitude to your Ori. My Ori is a good Ori. My Ori accepts the wisdom of Ifa. This is not wisdom that is just specifically for one group of people. The wisdom of Ifa says we all have a destiny. We simply need to learn it and walk in it. It says we need to honor our Iwa Pele, our good character. And when people talk about good character, this is not, oh, I'm so holy. I'm so holy. It's not, I'm going to wear white every day. That makes me holier than you. That is ego. That is you cosplaying as a spiritual walker. Honoring your Iwa Pele, this is your character. When you think about what a character is an individual. This is who you are. This is how you act. This is how Agbo Otto. Is that Derek? Hey, Agbo Otto, Derek. This is who you are. This is how you act. This is how you move. That is your character. This is the truth of who you are. Your Iwa Pele is the truth of who you are. It is not who you think you should be in relation to somebody else. It is who you are as an individual. It is how are you walking in accordance with your most favorite self. With your most favorite self, the favorite destiny that you would like to see come about on a soul level. What's the most amazing, favorite, enjoyable, peaceful aspect of my destiny that I would like to see made manifest in my life? You walk in your Iwa Pele, and that is what that is. When you walk in accordance of your Iwa Pele, that's what that is about. That's what that is. So again, you take religion, you just take all of that. You take all of that away and you think about just as human beings on earth, how much happier would we be if we all felt safe in simply being ourselves? How much peace would we have internally if we simply just wanted to be ourselves? And then to go and have a spiritual practice, a religion, a tradition that says, oh, I'm asking of you, in the broadest sense, is to be yourself. That's what I'm asking of you. That's it. That's what I'm asking of you. If you never got any divination and the only thing you ever did is walk in accordance of your favorite self, walk in alignment with who it is that you were born to be in its most favorite manifestation. And I'm saying favorite as opposed to highest because we get so caught up in high and low and this is better and that's just favorite. Just favorite. Just the most favorite. When you think about, oh, this is my favorite food, how does that make y'all feel? When you think about your most favorite piece of candy, your most favorite food, your most favorite drink, your most favorite experience, that evokes this feeling of, oh my God, I just would love to have that. I would just love to have it. This would make me so happy. I would be so freaking giddy. When you think of favorite, it evokes a different type of feeling when you're going after it. Because one, you don't feel like it's unattainable because you've experienced it before. And that's the reminder you've experienced your favorite destiny already, because time is simply a way for us to mark what's happening currently. But in terms of like where you're going, it shouldn't be a measurement of goals and aspirations. It's just simply of that happened at that moment. And all moments are happening concurrently, simultaneously at any one given time. So any one decision can cause you to move from moment to moment. Your favorite moments, though, you remember what favorite feels like. You remember what that feels like. When you start using words of higher, bigger, what you're doing is like, in relation to this thing, I am here. When you say in relation to my higher self, that must mean I'm low. No, no. So I stopped using higher self. It is my favorite self. My Ori is my favorite aspect of me. It is the me that is like, has no problem with using an anime reference to explain initiation. That's my Iwa Pele. I don't have to use terms like 5D. I don't have to use any of those terms in order to get the point across of you what you need to do in your spiritual life to have the most favorite manifestation of your existence. Because that's not how I talk. I don't have to come to you with my hair wrapped and all the things for you to understand that I am still Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. Period. On God, my boy say on hood. Like that's still always going to be me. And the beauty of Ifa is that nothing else has ever been asked of me. Prior to even thinking initiation was a thing, because if you've never been before, initiation was not on my radar. It was not on my radar. Being just a simple devotee, I've learned about the Orisha. I know that I have ancestors that probably honor the Orisha. I'm just going to do that. That was my thoughts. That was my thoughts. My thought. But I had already gotten at least one Ifa divination before, but the one with my godmother. The first thing, and if you are an Orisha practitioner, you will understand this is big, 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 high compliment. It's like someone telling you got good energy. No one can fake energy. The first thing she says to me when she casts that you are already walking in your Iwa Pele. That's the first thing she said to me before she said anything about the Odu. The very first thing she said to me was, you are already walking in your Iwa Pele. How? I wasn't initiated. I didn't have an elder. So how was it possible that I was already walking in my Iwa Pele? Because thank Ifa in my Egun and my Ori, they pointed me to content that told me, learn who you are. Learn who you are. So I did the things, birth chart, numerology, all the things. I started learning who I am on a soul level, learning who I am. What did I like? What I didn't like? Explaining why there's certain idiosyncrasies in my personality. I started learning all these things like bells were ringing. The next part was I learned how to honor my Ori in English. And I throw that in there because I need people to understand that if you were meant to speak another language, that you would. There are so many content creators that will be like, well, English is this, that, and the other thing. Eshu speaks all languages, and the Orisha speak the language of love first and foremost. Understand that if you are of a certain age and you are struggling to learn Yoruba, but you can find this Oriki in English, it's gonna hit, period. If your heart is true, it's gonna hit, period. So I did prayers to my Ori, and I only learned after getting ready to initiate that I had been saying this particular Oriki in English the whole time. But every morning, it's like honor your Ori. Your Ori is you. Honor you every morning. And I was like, yo, that's just revolutionary. Honor you. You are not a part of source. Understand that. Some people say, you're just a small fragment. No, energy is not created nor destroyed. That means energy can't be broken off in little pieces. You are not a piece of the Most High. You are the Most High having a human experience just like your neighbor, just like your friend, just like that puppy, just like that cat, just like that tree. You are the Most High having a particular experience. Your Ori is the emanation, and it's 1111. One time for the 1111. And considering which Odu I got about this, that's perfect. That is so perfect. But you are the Most High having a human experience. Your Ori is the reminder that you are the Most High having a human experience, and that in that experience, the Most High wants to do a certain thing. The Most High wants to have a certain kind of experience, wants to dress a certain way, wants to talk a certain way, wants to meet a certain group of people. This is what your destiny includes. This is what your destiny is, the multitude of all the things that the Most High wants to experience as you. As you. And so being able to honor my Ori every day reminded me of that. The other part was honoring my ancestors, which was such a healing thing for me because there were things that I didn't get to say, things I wanted to say to my uncle that I didn't get to say when they're alive. I have a child, my firstborn son transitioned the day he was born. It allowed me to have space to honor and venerate him in such a way where his birthday comes now, and after many years, the last 2 years, I did not sit someplace in a ball of tears. Why? Because I know when my son is in my presence. I know. I know when he's sitting right here beside me with his head on my shoulder. I know. I know that medicine right there, you don't have to initiate to get that medicine. You don't have to practice Ifa to get that medicine. That medicine is part of Ifa, and it is also part of how we balance our relationship with nature. Nothing ever is truly 100% gone. Its physical form may be gone, but that consciousness is always present. And simply that awareness, like that consciousness is still out there somewhere having an experience. It's just no longer having an experience in the vessel that you are aware of. It's just simply no longer having that experience. How many different people's grieving process would be shortened, eased, softened with that knowing? How many of their grieving process will be softened simply with the awareness of your ancestors, your Egum? Yes, they are gone of their physical bodies, and it is okay for you to cry about that. It is okay for you to mourn and to grieve the loss of the person that once was, but understand the consciousness and the energy of that who they were has now been elevated. They're hanging out in the ancestral realm, probably turned up to the max, and they still love you. They still love you. Instead of being here in physical body praying for you, they now are in the ancestral garden where the house of the Most High sits in the corner. They just go knock on the door. Hey, 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 my baby need ... Is it okay for me to intercede? And the Most High is always going to say, by all means, go off. Go off. And thus your ancestors are always actively praying for your wellness. They simply don't have to question anymore if God heard them because they're right down the street. They can just go over there and make sure they get heard. When I think about the medicine of Ifa, what it gave me, what it continues to give me is the encouragement to walk in my truth. Ifa is truth. And so in order for me to honor Ifa and honor my practice, I have to walk in honor and speak my own truth. And my truth doesn't have to look like somebody else's truth. My truth is mine. My truth is my own. And being able to honor that and embrace that. Ifa gave me a relationship with God that no longer what felt like Stockholm syndrome. If you were raised in the Abrahamic tradition, put a heart in the comments if that made sense. I no longer have a relationship with the Most High that feels like Stockholm syndrome. I am no longer concerned about someone sitting somewhere on a cloud punishing me, telling me how I suck, that I'm always making mistakes. I'm going to punish you if you do this. If you look at that booty over there, I'm going to burn you. If you stare over there too hard, I'm going to do this. If you eat that, I'm going to do... No. There are morals and things built in the tradition, and they make sense. They are not contrary to our human. They make sense. Don't hurt people. Do no harm. I just want to know, is there anybody who does not practice Ifa that could not resonate with the idea that you shouldn't be harmful to people? Because you shouldn't harm nature. You shouldn't harm Mother Earth. This is wisdom of nature. You harm Mother Earth, it harms everybody. So you do no harm. You don't do harm to the planet. You don't do harm to animals. You don't do harm to each other. You do no harm. Hmm. Sure, sure. Let me finish the do. Yeah, I will do that. I will tell you how to talk to your Ori. Um, the idea that women are sacred. Let me just like say that again for the womb holders in the room. Women are sacred. That is one of the truths of Ifa. Women are sacred. There are Odu that admonish you from being rude, harming women specifically. Why? Why? Why would that be the case? Well, because women are primordial. Women are reflections of creation. They hold within them wombs, whether they had it still or had it removed or not. At that moment, they have wombs, portals between heaven and earth. They are all gateways, they are portals. Nothing exists if the person meant to do it is not born. Let me say that again because I feel like y'all didn't understand. Nothing we have in our reality by way of objects and things, the things we enjoy in our life, TV, cell phones, clothing, someone had to use their physical human hands to make those things. And that human that came up with those things, who received the download to do the things that they created that make our existence and our experience comfortable, whatever the case may be, they had to be born. Had they not been born, it would not exist. Womb holders are sacred, keepers of the womb. The womb in Yoruba, the word for womb is Odu. Odu is also the name of the holy scripture of the tradition. Women hold Odu. They are to be treated accordingly and as sacred. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Black women are the mothers of all of existence. But that's not today. That's not today's talk. Understanding that Ifa's medicine, Ifa's wisdom, simply wants people to live in harmony with each other and nature. That's it. That's it. The fact that you are going to have all these various lineages, here comes that oneness in all things. Spirit's going to speak, spirit's going to move, and it's going to manifest differently. Those relationships with those energies is always going to be different. It's always going to be different. And the wisdom of Ifa is that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's supposed to be different. It would be boring if it was the same. It's supposed to be different. So you're going to be able to have all of these different people practicing this tradition, but in a multitude of ways. Why? Because it was an oral tradition for the longest time. Anything oral is subject to the telephone game. Anything communicated verbally from person to person to person to person is subject to the telephone game. At bare minimum, my Gen Xers remember the telephone game where you had to, the teacher gave you a message, whispered it in little Johnny's ear, and Johnny had to whisper it to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. And the last person had to come back and tell the teacher, what did you hear? The only person, the only one that actually knows the original translation of anything we do within our practice is the first person who got the message. Nobody else knows the original. And Ifa's like, that's okay. That's logical. That's okay. That's okay. The essence of the Odu, the Orishas, Ori, Egun, all of these concepts, even described in different words, are all still inherently the same. How they do ritual things like that, the pomp and circumstance of the tradition, the pomp and circumstance is going to vary. The essence of the tradition still lives. And what does that say? That there is a oneness in all things. That the Most High is not using an Obama phone standing in the middle of a forest with bad signal, and there's only one way to get in touch. Your spiritual team, the divinities of any pantheon, can hear you. Period, because they are all you. If everything is made of everything in the universe, you're also made of your spiritual court. You are made of your spiritual court. So when we talk about the Ifa tradition, we're talking about the Iromole, the immortals in the Orisha. You are made of all of them. The initiation process does not give you them, it unlocks full access to them. They are always present with you. It simply unlocks your access to that energy, but you have always tapped into it. If you have ever been trying to get something done, trying to get the job done, and you hit a roadblock, you're stuck. Hit a roadblock and you can't seem to get past this thing. And then boop, 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 idea comes, oh, I know how to get past it now. An obstacle has now been removed out of your way. Ogun's energy removes obstacles. You already have access to it. When you see a child and they've skinned their knee and you inherently want to go and make sure that you bandage and wash it and clean it and do all the things to nurture and take care of that child because they've hurt themselves, Yemoja's Ashe is now present. Yemoja's Ashe is not present. When you are trying to figure out which way to go, when you have all these multiple pathways of which you can go, and you're trying to get it together and trying to narrow it down, and you're like, there's always more than one way. Which way should I swing? Shango is present. When you have clear communication between you and your friends are vibing together, the communication, the conversation is going and moving smoothly, Ish is present. When you are in a situation that would normally have you going off, you'd normally want to pop off, but you find a way to be centered in your calm. You find a way to be centered in your calm, and you allow your head to remain cool, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna be quiet, I'm just gonna wait. Obatala is present. Those energies, regardless of your walk, your faith, are always present. Initiation, the way I have described it, I'm gonna describe it the way I did with on my podcast. So on my podcast, for those of you who do not watch anime, I like Naruto. And there's a character on Naruto that teaches one of his pupils, Guy Sensei, teaches this idea of unlocking the 9 gates. And the unlocking the gates, they already have chakra moving through their being. The chakra energy is always there. So unlocking the gates doesn't give them the chakra energy. The energy is already present. Please pick up what I'm putting down. The energy is already there. Unlocking the gates moves that gate open so that the flow of the energy through that gate is faster, more potent. They have more access to what was already present. Initiation doesn't give you it, or I like the reception. I think that's just simply something lost in translation. If I'm completely honest, I think receiving Orisha is simply a translation issue because you don't have to receive the Orisha. You already have the Orisha. All of them already exist in your being because they are the consciousness of nature. You are the embodiment of nature. You already have all the Orisha within you. Your access to them may be limited depending on your destiny. And depending on your destiny, initiation is what helps you to have full access to that Ashe. But understand, I have always given mama energy. Always, always. Me crowning Yemoja simply gives me more. But always, always, I have always been Iyami. Always. Why? Because I am a womb holder. I have always been that. Always been that. And all womb holders, whether they choose to birth children or not, always Puja. Always have that. I have allegedly always had a presence when I do a presentation. Shango has always been a part of me. Shango has been a part of me so heavily that so many of Shango's stories feel like somebody is strumming my pain with their fingers and singing my life with their words. Like, always been present. You can look at my birth chart and see the Orisha that I've crowned and probably why I needed to crown them. and probably why I need to crown them. Ashe, Modupuyo, why I needed to crown them. The Orisha are always present and always supporting you on your journey. You do not have to crown in that for that to be true. You crown because one is in your destiny, because it is not in your destiny for everyone to do so. It's not in your destiny for everybody to initiate. And you do not have to initiate to get the support of your spiritual court. You don't even have to know the names of everyone in your spiritual court, because trust and believe, it's not just Orisha in my spiritual court. I don't know all their names, but I know a few. But that's not just Orisha in my spiritual court. Do you think my spiritual court is not helping me because I don't know their names? Thank you for the roses, Quani. You think they're not helping me because I don't know their names? That's never been the case. Trust and believe. The fact that I was able to get a corporate America job with borderline no place to live says my spiritual court was already working. The fact that I was walked out of one job, walking to my car, phone rings, get an offer for the job that I had applied for to pay more money within a record time, go visit a previous job and they offer me a store, says my spiritual court was already working. The fact that my life did not end with a period 20 something years ago and it started with a semicolon, like you're not done here. You know how many times I could have been done here? How many things I had to go through and I'm still here? The fact that that was the case before I ever found any of this says my spiritual court was already working. A spiritual practice gives you a more intimate relationship with your spiritual court, where instead of life happening to you and them having to do things because you don't know what to ask, who to ask, or anything, having a relationship simply says, I now know that when I am trying to be calm in a situation that wants me to come outside of my Iwa Pele, then I can go to Obatala within me and say, Obatala, please help me be peaceful. Help me find the inner harmony, inner peace, so I don't pop off on these people. Respectfully, Ashe, Modupuyo. I can go within and call on that energy. And if I don't know the name of the energy, I can always go to my Ori. Self. Even if you don't know the word Ori. Self. Me. Self. Hey. Me, who I know is one with the Most High. This is what I need to have happen. This is what I'm trying to call forward. This is what I'm trying to make manifest. Me. Self. Me. Please. Show me the way to allow this blessing, this good fortune to come in my life. Show me what I need to do to allow myself to be protected in this situation. Me, self, show me. Because I am one with the Most High. And even if I don't know a single other energy, I can always come to me. That's right. I said to myself, self, and myself said, understand. That's your birthright. Your ancestors. You know you've got people who passed away before you. You ain't got to know all their names. They're blood related to you in most instances. You got some that's not. But at minimum, you can know your blood. You got blood ancestors. And you don't always have to know their names. Ancestors. I am Dania, daughter of, mother of. I need support in, so I call on my loving ancestors, my wise ancestors, my protective ancestors that were skilled in to come support me as I attempt to do ... I ask for your wisdom, your counsel to do such and such a thing. Notice you don't have to have their names, but you know, if you have a particular set of skills, you inherited it from somebody. So you just call on the entity that you know has those skills. You know, somebody in your lineage knew how to cook. I want to make a big banquet. Ancestors who were the cook, the ones that got down in the kitchen, the ones that could cook, that would make food nourishing to the soul. Ancestors that could cook, please guide my hands so that when I prepare this meal is blessed with the energy of love and nurturing and care. If you're trying to cook to get something from somebody, that it invokes a certain kind of feeling in this person when they eat it, that allows for them to open the doorways for things that I desire. This is something you don't have to be initiated. You don't have to be. The wisdom of Ifa says, from your Ori, your Egum, and your Egbe. What is your Egbe? This is your soul tribe. This is your soul family. Shit, thank you. Your soul family. Everybody's heard of they got a soul family. You got a clique here on earth in the physical, and you got one in heaven. That is your Egbe. They are the ones that ride with you in heaven, but they did not incarnate to be an ancestor. They're still connected to you, though. Look, the chances are, because we don't call our ego and our ancestors enough, they ain't never gonna be sick of you. They ain't never gonna be sick of you. But our Egbe, that's our soul tribe. That's our spirit. That's our soul family. They like, I'm not coming to earth, but I will look out for you from up here. I'm not coming to earth, but I will look out for you from up here. Your Egun are the ones that chose to come to earth during your lifetime. Your Egbe are the ones that chose not to. They're still your family. They're still your family. And there are so many things that would have you be leery of them. They are your soul tribe. They are your community. They go hard for you. They just want you to remember. And they are completely aware of the transatlantic slave trade taking place and ensuring that we didn't remember we had peoples, we have support, we have a clique rolling hard for us in heaven. They wanted to make sure we did not remember we had access to that. They wanted to make sure we, like, you got a soul family. What? So you can say to my Egbe, to my soul family that did not come to earth, the ones who ensure that I am well, the ones who ensure that I have honor, the ones who ensure that I have prestige and protection. Thank you for looking out for me, even when I did not remember. Thank you for looking out for me to make sure that I always have honor, that I always have prosperity, that I always have abundance, that I always have love, that I always have children. Thank you so much for looking out for me. Thank you. That's a basic something that you can say, not in Yoruba, just from the heart, saying, look, I didn't know, but I'm so grateful that you still roll hard. Like, you still went in for me. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. Somebody asked about how do you speak to your Ori? And your Ori is you. So for those who don't know, if you message me, either on here or if you go to my website and send me a message, because I have a live chat, I will send you Ori prayers in English. I have no problem doing that. I got them off YouTube for free in English, and I just put them in a PDF. If you want prayers for your Ori in English, I will give them to you. But at the end of the day, your Ori is you. So what would you want to hear from yourself? Affirmations are prayers to your Ori. Affirmations are prayers to your Ori. Except now you know you can say, Ori, thank you for the blessings that I have already received in my life. Ori, you are such a good Ori. Thank you for choosing my most favorite destiny for me to walk. Ori, thank you for ensuring that I have support in my life. Ori, thank you for ensuring that I always have money to meet my human needs. Ori, thank you for ensuring that I always have money to meet my human wants. Ori, thank you for ensuring that I'm always going to be drawn to loves that are in line to supporting me in my destiny. Or whatever that is, simply say it. Your Ori, even if your Ori is calling on another energy to help support and bring that blessing about, it won't happen unless your Ori says so. They can be knocking on the door all day. Hey, I want to give so-and-so such a thing. If your Ori don't open that door, it's not coming. So you tell your Ori, this is the blessing. Ori, I want you to accept a support from my spiritual team. Ori, I want you to ensure that I'm always protected. Ori, I want you to make sure that I'm always walking in my good character. You just talk. You could play music for your Ori. Please understand, my Ori occasionally likes trap music. It just, you know, Sometimes my Ori is like lemon pepper wings in the freeze cup. That's sometimes how my Ori is. My Ori is like, sometimes my Ori is like, I'm a diva. I'm a diva. Like sometimes my Ori is like that. It kind of just depends on how my Ori is feeling and what we moving through that day. Sometimes my Ori wants me to sing in Yoruba. Ori Sani, Ori Sani, Ori Sani Gede, Ori Sani Gede, Orio Tansan Miki Niolo, Orio Tansan Miki and Demolemio, Orio Tansan Miki Niaya, Orio Tansan Miki and Colemole, Ori Sanmio, Ori Sanmio, Ori Sanmio, Oloma Ajiki Iwani Mope Ashe. You'll all read like OT Genesis. It's like inner spirit guide me, inner spirit support me, inner spirit support my abundance, inner spirit support my future children, inner spirit support my relationship, inner spirit support my house. Um, inner spirit guide me, inner spirit guide me. Sometimes that's what needs to happen. But your Ori is you. And when you start to build that relationship with your Ori, then you're able to trust your intuition. Your Ori speaks through your intuition. Your Ori speaks through your intuition. It will send you those intuitive nudges, things that will happen. And yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with being a little like something like my Ori is a little hood. Yes. Sometimes my Ori is like, put them 6-inch stilettos on and go off. And I'm like, say less. Say less. Absolutely. One time for your mind. This morning, I went to Ifa. I said, Ifa, there's this download that I'm getting that the medicine of Ifa is for everyone, regardless of their religion. I know this to be true because I have several recurring clients that are Christian. Go to church every Sunday. They are Christian. But you know what they also do? They get divination from me. You know what they also do? Come get their head cleansed. No, but now no, no, that was not me, but that is the prayer. That's not me on the. No, that's not me, but that is the prayer. That is the same one that's on the song, I think, because somebody sent it to me. It's like, yo, what are they saying? It's like, yo, I recognize that. But I asked Ifa, I said, if the wisdom of Ifa, the medicine of Ifa, is for everyone, what is the Odu? What is the holy word from Ifa? What is the Odu that would come through to articulate the medicine of Ifa is for everyone? And the holy Odu that came through is Eji Ogbe. And for my Orisha practitioners, y'all probably like, yo. So for my non-Orisha practitioners that don't know, Eji Ogbe is the father of all of the Odu. It is the first. It is the one that opens the way of the 256 other Odu. It is the impulse to be in complete alignment with your destiny. And when you think about like that, my question is, how does the medicine of Ifa apply to everybody? Who does not want to actually be in alignment with their destiny, regardless of the religion, spiritual practice, yada, yada, yada? Who doesn't want to be in alignment with their destiny? Who does not want to walk in their favorite path? No one. Everybody wants to walk in their favorite path. Everybody wants to see themselves walk in alignment with their favorite self. Everybody. Eji Ogbe talks about being in the right place at the right time, doing the right things with the right people. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be in the right place at the right time with the right people? Eji Ogbe also talks about the balance of everything, that there is always going to be a point where there's opportunity for challenges, bad, etc., whatever words you want to use, and good. Alafia, Crystal, good morning. So good and bad exist in the universe. But with Eji Ogbe, the medicine to avert, mitigate, avoid, depends on the situation, is giving Epo and walking in your Iwa Pele. That's it. It tells you that there are going to be times when you are walking so far in your alignment that there's going to be haters, and haters going to hate. That's what they do. That's what they're put on this earth to do. That's what they're here for. They're here to remind you, oh, you must be in alignment because they got all manner of unnecessary, unnatural, why you beefing with me beef. Edgy Ogbe reminds us that's moderation in all things. Moderation. It doesn't say eliminate things. It's like just do it in moderation. Do it in moderation. You ain't got to have 50,000 of this thing. Maybe you only need 10. Maybe you only need 10. I like soda. I do. I like soda. Moderation. I don't need to down a 2 liter in a day, but it doesn't mean I can't have a cup here and there. My bad. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm channeling a little bit and energy's present. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Love you. Mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. So like for instance, this week I'm doing an elevation of my Ori. And what did I give up? Soda. Who is on the struggle bus? I am. I am tweaking. I want a Coke so freaking bad. I want like this, like my kids had a Sprite and it was crispy. It was so crispy looking. It's crispy. And I'm just like, ooh, chair. Ooh, chair. But moderation. And I knew I had been overdoing it for a little bit. So I decided that was the thing I was going to give up for these next few days is I'm giving up soda. Understanding that Edgy Ogbe says the road is open. So when I ask Ifa, what's the Odu that would illustrate anybody can get the medicine of Ifa and receive it, and you get the Odu of open roads. That means it's open. Let me say that again. It's open. Yes, there are some things that are gate kept and that you need to be initiated for, but the things, the medicine, the principles of Ifa, the pillars of Ifa, that is open to anyone. Anybody can walk in their Iwa Pele. Anybody can accept and embrace the wisdom of nature. Anybody can come and receive divination and get the medicine of the Odu. Anybody can get that. Anybody can get that. Anybody can get that. Yes, there will be certain things that are initiate specific, and that's okay. But the general skeleton of the tradition, anybody can benefit from its medicine. I have this radical idea of teaching Ifa in a church, like once a month, going to somebody's church with an Odu and teaching from Ifa. Why? Because the medicine is for everybody. The medicine is for everybody. The medicine is for everybody. It is not limited to race, gender, religion, or anything. The medicine is for everyone. Yes. It's an understanding that a lot of times, especially with yes, I love that. Yes. Oh my God, I love that. The idea that we are not all like, we're doing it different, but we're doing the same thing. We all simply want to be good people. Like it's in most cases. All want to be good people. We all want to be good people. We want to walk in the way. Ashe, congratulations. Congratulations. Let me talk about Hand to Be Fire real quick. I'm gonna talk about Hand to Be Fire. So, and I want to talk about this from a perspective of people who don't have it, it may come up in divination for them to receive it. Hand to Be Fire is not an initiation. So for anybody that thinks that it comes up, they go get a reading. Oh my God, you want to initiate? No, Hand to Be Fire is not an initiation. But what Hand to Be Fire does, it starts you building the relationship and the I don't want to use the word discipline, but structure, organization of a spiritual practice. That's what it does. Because once you, at least in my lineage, and I'm going to say that way so that nobody else's other lineage jumps in mine. When you receive your Hand to Ifa, then you can observe Oshe Ifa. And so now you, at least every 4 days, you are venerating your Ori, your Egun, your Egbe, Eshu, and Orumila every 4 days. Every 4 days. at minimum. At minimum. If you don't have any Orisha, that's every 4 days you are venerating your Ori, your Egbe, your Egun, Eshu, and Alumina every 4 days. So it gives you a consistency in your spiritual practice. Then if you become someone who is, it's alignment to initiate, so you don't have to initiate just because you got your hand to be five. You may simply need the hand to be five, and that's it. Why? Because that relationship between Orumila and your Ori is important. It's sacred. It helps you come into alignment with your destiny. That's what hand to be five does. It helps you come into alignment with your destiny. It also, of course, comes with the blessings of additional protection and things of that nature. But that's what it does. It gives you a spiritual practice. It helps you come into alignment with your destiny. So you could easily continue to be Christian and all the good things, but every 4 days or so, you are also honoring Ifa. But for me personally, and for me and my lineage, the one that I come from and the one that I'm birthing, your Ori at minimum gets praise every day. Like you should be honoring yourself every day. On Oshe Ifa, yes, you're probably giving offerings on that day, but every day your Ori should be honored. Your Ori should be uplifted and elevated. And that's why when I got my first divination with my godmother, she said I was already walking in Iwa Pele. Because even if I didn't put something out for my Ori, I was honoring her on the daily. On the daily, saying a prayer, saying thanks, giving gratitude to my darn self. This is why I say Ifa is a self-love religion. When you come to Isheshe and you talk about what your Isheshe is, and I'm not going to go into all of that too much because I have a free webinar on the 31st that you should go and RSVP for about your Isheshe. But when you look at the hierarchy of your Isheshe, it's Olodumare Ori. Olodumare, the creator, Ori. Like that, straight like that. Olodumare Ori. And your Ori is your connection to Olodumare, so you go to your Ori first. Yes. You go to your Ori first. You go to you first. You go to you first. Like how radical a concept is that when you're talking about connecting and communing with the divine energies, the guidance, the wisdom, the medicine, abo shishe awo shosh is go to yourself first. So those of us who have grown up in Abrahamic traditions that have said, well, you don't have the answers, you do. You got them. You simply have not illuminated the part of yourself that remembers it has the answers. You haven't elevated the part of yourself that remembers it has the answers. So when you come to like everything, like even in those Abrahamic traditions, like we made you in our image. That means you have the answers, because if they have the answers, you have the answers. Ashe, I don't know who just went on my website and got something, but Ashe, Modukwel, everyone has the answers. We have them. Yes, the cumulative knowledge of our ego is within our blood and our bones. The cumulative alafia knowledge of our ego is in our blood and bones. We are born with that wisdom. We just don't always know how to access it. We just don't always know how to access it. The other misconception also probably is, in order to get the wisdom and the medicine of Ifa, you must be a psychic medium. No. Let me say that again. Let me lean in real close to y'all. No. You do not have to be a psychic medium in order to receive the medicine and the wisdom of Ifa. You do not have to do that. You do not have to do that. Let me say that again. You do not have to do that. You do not. There are psychic mediums and oracles who practice Ifa. And there are people who are not, and they practice Ifa. You do not have to be a psychic medium or oracle to get the medicine. You don't have to be that. You don't. You sincerely do not. Now, I will say, inherently all humans are psychic, but again, that's a different video and a different conversation. But not everybody is a medium, and not all mediums are oracles. So understanding that you simply have to want to be you. That's it. That's that. Do you want to be yourself? Yes. Do you want to walk in alignment with your favorite destiny? Yes. Then you could take all of these information, all these pillars, and go forth and live. when you're Iwa Pele. That's it. That's it. You can go forth and live in your Iwa Pele. You don't have to go to a Misa. You ain't got to go to an Ijosin. You simply have to take this wisdom and apply it to your life. Take the wisdom and apply it to your life. The benefits of coming closer to the tradition are things of understanding, like anything that is not the day of your birth and the day that you return to the ancestral realm, anything in between those 2 points is up for review. Let me say it again. Anything between those 2 points in your life is up for review, change, and molding. And it is through divination that we receive that wisdom. If you are a medium and oracle, you can internally divine with yourself. But if you are not skilled in that particular set, that is where you go to your elders for that assistance. But understand, like a good elder, a good one, a good one is going to teach you how to get at least general, basic information. Thank you for the roses from yourself. Alafia, good morning. They will teach you how to get that information from yourself. My godchildren can tell you, I have a free class on YouTube on how to hear your intuitive yes. The intuition, the voice of your Ori. I teach that for free because I feel like everybody needs that. What do they keep calling you? Seer. Oh, they keep calling you a seer? Oh, so it means what it sounds like. So, some people use certain words as an umbrella term, but it isn't always, it's like clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is usually the word people associate with all psychic gifts, and clairvoyance is one psychic gift. But because clairvoyance is the word they know, that's the word that they use. So people who use the word seer, that's the word they know, but it may not apply. But you are, because you have seen, that's what seer means, seen my ancestors. So being a seer simply means that you have a gift of sight. That's what it means. And the gift of sight can manifest in a multitude of ways. So I am clairvoyant, and my dominant manifestation is through dream sight. So I have dream sight. I constantly get vision in dreams, but everybody dreams, meaning everybody's inherently clairvoyant. An oracle medium dreams, though, who can remember, recall, and recollect. I can tell you right now the dream that I woke up from this morning. I can tell you how I was in the dream, and there was this little boy, and he was trying to come into my house. And I was like, why are you trying to come into my house, little boy? What you doing? And he tells me that somebody was trying to bully him and make him do something. And then I was looking across the street, and I was in my pants. That. Not blind in the real world with contacts and glasses. I want to lay on the floor right now. I just want to lay out. I just want to lay on the floor. So look, I'm so upset because I'm just sitting, as I sit here with the glasses on, as I sit here, them threatening me with bifocals, I will not. The audacity, I will not wear no bifocals. They can kiss. I'm not wearing them. I'm not. I will look. The third eye is great with direction. I'm not wearing no bifocals. But that's the truth. So being able to have sight, everybody's clairvoyance manifests differently. My godchildren, I have quite a few goddaughters, and it's like, okay, so who's hanging out of my house? I know somebody's here. I'll be aware someone's here. But because my sight dominates in my dream space, my ability to see who's in my space is not present. I can feel because I'm clairsentient. So I can feel spirit in my space because I'm clairsentient. On a good day, I can smell ancestors because I also have clairgustance. And I can hear because I'm clairaudient. So that allows for you to. So I have all of those. It's just my clairvoyance is, but I also know why that's the case. Hi, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Thank you. So yeah, that's how that looks. But you don't have to have any of it to honor your Ori. You don't have to have any of it to honor your ancestors. I think I did a live a few weeks back, and I was like, so it asked about understanding your ancestors. Oh yes, you can go to the spiritual gym. Let me talk. Like, hold on. Make the ancestor point, and then I'll talk about spiritual gym. If you are not a medium, oracle, et cetera, but you want to know, are your ancestors communicating with you? Ask them to give you a sign. Specific. If y'all have never come to my lives before, welcome to the specific show. You don't just ask for a blanket sign, because then y'all running around looking at angel numbers and don't know what they mean and don't know who they come from. That's non-specific. When you ask for a sign, it is just like when you pray. You're supposed to pray for specifics. So if you pray for money and you find $1, guess what? You got money. But if you pray for a G, because you know that's how much money you need for your bills, that's specific. The same thing goes when you're asking for a sign. Asking for a sign needs to be specific, because they want to give you what you're asking for, but you're not being specific. So when you say, hey, ancestors, can you give me a sign and make it blah, blah, blah? Okay, cool. Now they have something to work off of. And you also need to allow yourself to be open to the multitude of ways that's going to manifest. So if you tell your ancestors, hey, if I'm supposed to do this, show me a purple frog. Well, clearly you're not going to be walking through the forest and see a purple frog. That's probably not going to happen unless somebody's child has painted the frog purple. Anything could be the case. But you know what you might do? Run into somebody with a purple frog on their shirt. Run, like something's on the shirt. Like something. Right. To the Crystal's point, my ancestors know, don't move stuff in my house. That's the other part, is understanding you are the sovereign in your spiritual court. You are the sovereign in your spiritual court. It's like if you are going to visualize you when you're spiritual court, you're sitting at the table like King Arthur. And your spiritual gifts and your connection, your interaction with spirit, people who have all these overwhelming interactions. Early on in my journey, thank Eva and my Ori, a content creator says, tell your ancestral court, how do you want them to engage with you so that you don't run away from your practice. So I did. Hey, don't move stuff in my house. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna need you to knock it to a minimum. I might be okay with knocking on the little knocks, but let's keep that to a minimum. This is how engaging with me will keep me on this path and not have me running away from it. This is how this will work. And they have also been very consciously allowing my gifts to increase. So whereas it would just simply be energy before, like now, I can tell there's an ancestor in my space because I can feel the breeze. I can tell there's an ancestor in my space. I'll know if it's not one of my blood relatives because I'll smell them. Gentle increases in the gift. When it comes to how to increase your gift, this requires you to go to the spiritual gym. You need to go to the spiritual gymnasium. And the first gift you should work on is intuition. Your intuition is your most primary dominant gift. It is the gift that every single human on this planet has, intuition. And so learning how to use your intuition as opposed to it happening haphazardly. When you get like, I actually have it built that way for my godchildren. It's the spiritual gymnasium, and there are different exercises they need to do to help enhance their gifts. So intuition is that one. Everyone has it, and it should be your primary gift. So being able to just sit, ask a question that's yes or no, and feel whether it's yes or no. So that's the video I have free on YouTube. That's the gift. And you don't start using the gift for life death situations. You don't immediately go to your intuition when you have never tried to communicate before and be like, hey, should I quit my job? No, homie, that's not where you start. It's really not. It's really, okay. It's really, 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 and yes, your body is the temple. Your body is important. It is not separate to your spiritual practice. It's a part of it. You get messages in your body all the time, but you're always so busy, and people always want to tell you, oh my God, your body is the low vibration only. No, they're together. If the Most High didn't want you to do anything with your body, you wouldn't have one. That just like respectfully, that sounds stupid. The Most High incarnated into a physical body, but the Most High doesn't want you to like pay attention. That don't even make a sense. Like it's illogical. Illogical. It's completely illogical. So illogical. So learning your intuitive yes. The video on my YouTube channel is 30 minutes and 10, maybe 15 minutes of it is me actually teaching you how to do it. It's really not hard. And it's really not hard. And once you learn what your intuitive yes feels like in your body, so mine is in my nose. Mine is in my nose. You could do the same exercise and do a no. And if you inbox me, I'll send you the link. So that way you don't got to go hunt it through my channel. If you inbox me after the live, I'll send it to you. I'll totally send you the link. The idea that we'll follow our intuition, but it's so like haphazard. It's like, oh snap, I followed my intuition today. Like, but can you have it work with you on a daily? So the things that I say as an exercise is let your intuition dress you. Like there are days where I will stand in my closet, and because I know my intuitive yes, and my intuition again is the voice of your Ori. So it is you accessing the alignment with your favorite destiny. Hey, what outfit is going to give me the highest vibration today? So I will go to my closet and when I pick it, and I may, like I have to, my hand might draw across a couple of things. So I may lay a couple of pieces out, like, is it this one or this one? And I will let my intuition, I will let my Ori dress me. On a good day when I don't have a lot of things to do, I will spend time riding around town and let my Ori take me places. So I'll think of like 2 places to start. And like, hey, should I go here or here? And then once I do that, then it's just for a couple of hours, letting my Ori ride me around town. And inevitably, there will be something so profound that happens that day that I was like, yo, it would not have happened had I not trusted my intuition and let it lead the way. I have ended up having lunch at least 2 different restaurants, 3 restaurants, and all the waitresses needed a reading. And because I ride with tarot oracle cards in my purse, I'm always prepared on deck. Oh, you need a reading? Let's go. And give you one. They all needed one. The one I did at Twin Peaks is the most profound one. She was just sitting at my table, and we were just both at her table crying because her dad came through. Her dad came through with a real strong message. And I was like, okay, now I know why I had to end up here. Now I know why I had to end up here. So do the intuition work first. If you are not remembering your dreams, but you know you're dreaming, cultivating a dream practice, doing things that tell your conscious mind you want to remember what your unconscious self is doing. How do you do that? Sleep with a journal by the bed, within arm's reach, where you don't have to get out the bed or nothing. You can just roll, grab pen, and start to write. This tells yourself you want to remember. My energy feels you. You can always book a session with me. I put my divination sessions are currently on sale for $100 for an hour and 15 minutes. So you can always book a session with me. If you need something a little less, like a little simpler, just inbox me. You can always book time with me. Today it won't be today. It won't be today because I'm doing a group or re-cleanse today. So it may not be today, but I got time next week. I don't have meetings with my godchildren next week. So I can always meet with you. I always meet with you. But dream clairvoyance, it takes time, but you have to also not judge yourself. If you only remember color, write it down. If you wake up and there's a song playing in your head, write it down. Just write it down without judgment. Write it down. Because what this does is tells your mind, oh, you actually want to remember. And more you write, the more you'll remember until, If you are an actual dream clairvoyant, you'll have full movie scripts. I have pages of dream notes for one dream, one night, one night. The average person dreams about 5 to 6 times a night. On a good night, when I'm really doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I can remember 4 to 5. Yes, if you wake up with a song that's from the dream, that's you are still in your dream state when you first wake up. So if you wake up and there is a song, write it down. Go listen to it when you can, but write it down. It is actually a message. The song is a message. Yes. If you wake up with a song, it's a message. Like, for instance, I have been needing to move my body more. Y'all gonna think this is funny. Y'all gonna laugh and think I'm lying, but I'm so serious. I've been needing to move my body more. So I've been listening to certain things and dancing. And the girl singing, I think the song is Pound Town, but she's singing it like a gospel song. So the other morning I woke up with that song in my head. I was like, oh, apparently I need to exercise. Because I understood how my spirit works. I understood I needed to twerk a little something. I needed to move some energy in the lower region of my person. So before the day was done, that's what I did. I twerked to that song. I understood what the message was. I had one, I think it was Earth, Wind, and Fire came up, and I went and listened to the song, and there's like this one whole verse, and I was like, one verse in the song, especially if it starts at a certain point and it just keeps circling back to that point, you need to listen to that particular verse, that particular part of the song, because that's the message. That part of the song is the actual message. Colors, anything. It doesn't matter if all you remember is a word, write it down. And I promise you, if you continue doing that, you will remember more of your dreams. Yeah, you probably have dream clairvoyance. You probably do. And one thing I started doing even before I had a conscious awakening, is if I dreamt about somebody, I would always reach out. That was just always a thing. And I didn't understand why I was doing it, but I knew that I was supposed to do it. Before E5, before spiritual awakening, before any of those things, I always, your ancestors, your entire spiritual court may speak to you in dreams, but that's a real favorite area for your ancestors. If they can't get your attention while you're awake, they're going to come to you in a dream. They can't get your attention while you're awake, they will come to you in a dream. You may not recognize them. You may not be like, see, oh, that's grandma now. You may not always get that, but they will drop a message on you in a dream. So the more you practice doing that, the more likely those questions you have answers, you need the answers for. And if people say that's not accurate, how many times have you had a problem you're trying to work out at work or something, and you go to sleep and you wake up from a dream with the answer? This doesn't have to be something that is just a spiritual thing. Dreams will help you answer the questions of your regular, everyday muggle life. So that's clairvoyance. That's your intuition. Energy. Pay attention when you walk into some place and it feels good or off. Start with your house. Get used to what your house feels like. So go outside your house. Just be outside for a few moments. And you can tell your Ori, I want to know what my house actually feels like. And then go in your house and simply, no TV, no, just sit and feel your house and get used to how your house feels. Once you know that I'm used to how, and you'll know when you're used to it, because you will go outside and come in and realize you are recognizing what your house feels like. So get used to how your house feels. Then do your car. Do the places you spend a lot of time. So then do your car. Get used to the energy of your car. How does your car feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? On a regular, everyday, what does your car feel like? Get used to that. If you go work outside the home, whatever that place is, get used to how it feels. Then when something is off in one of those places, pay attention. You walk in the house, it's like, something's up. Is there somebody in your house? Is there somebody else's energy there? All those things. Pay attention to how your house feels. So for me personally, when my house generally is well warded, so it almost always feels good. But I can tell when it's probably time for me to do a little cleansing. And coming in, it's like, oh my God, it feels amazing. And anybody that comes to my house always says the same thing. Your house feels so good. I appreciate it. That's so good. And because I have it more, I don't let them bring their stuff in my house. Like they can't. They can't bring whatever they got going on. I got enough stuff at my doors. They can't bring it in the house. It's not allowed. They can come in, but they can't. There was maybe like 3 weeks where um one of my exes would come by and they couldn't speak to me in my house. They would, just like, but they could not actually know full sentence. Like, I think it was like a month before could utter a full sentence to me. I'm like, bruh. And I didn't say anything to them because they're not in this. So, and I'm like, yo, but I got that black tourmaline hanging out above the door. Tourmaline is like an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Between them and a couple of other things that are right at my front door, you can't come in my house with the foolishness. You just simply cannot. Ashe. And understanding there's certain energies that are for your house. So being able to feel your house and then ask your house, hey, is this normal? Is it not? Being able to communicate with your house, like the house has its own consciousness. So being able to communicate with your house and say, is this cool? Is it not? What kind of cleansing does your house like? My house, I think, likes music. So I typically go to hit YouTube, one of those, what's the word? The house cleansing frequencies, crank that up on a couple of TVs, open the windows, and boop. And then I come in, oh yeah, you feel nice. You feel so nice. Thank you, house. Thank you so much. So doing things like that where you can understand how energy feels and understand that all of the clairs won't manifest strongly for you, but you should at least be able to get a basic sense from each clair in order to be able to move accordingly. So you should have a basic sense of what, brimstone, and like a general sense, like, okay, this is what these places feel like and they feel good to me. So that when you go someplace and it don't feel similar, it don't feel good to you. Should you stay? Should you go? Pay attention when you're like, I need to go this way, but it seems like it's out of the way. Go. If you get a nudge to drive in a different direction and you don't know why, don't worry about if it's out the way. Go. It could be an accident you're being avoiding. It could be your accident you're avoiding. Go. That's the other thing. When you learn how to feel your intuition and things of that nature, the important part is to use it. That's it. It is a muscle that you already have, but it's got lethargy. You haven't used it. So it's not lethargy. It's y'all know the word it is, but when atrophy, the muscle is atrophied. So you have to build it back up so that you can actually leverage it. So it's not that it's not functional at all. It's just not super functional. And you can tell that other people are already, oh yeah, frequencies do stuff. Yes. Last night, I maybe unconsciously called my ancestors. Last night, there's a content creator that I stumbled upon, and he's been doing the Temptations movie. And so all of a sudden I needed to go watch a clip from the movie and sing. And it was like the moment I started singing, and I had sang it like 3-4 times, I knew the ancestors were enjoying the music. So then it was like all of a sudden I just ended up in a run of music, just singing. And the more I sang, the more it felt like ancestors were around me. So yes, frequencies absolutely do something. Test it out on me. You could test that. Get 2 glasses of water. Take 1 glass of water and play one particular kind of music. Make it something that's really positive, high vibrational, good energy music. Play it for the water. Water holds memory. And I did this. I posted it on YouTube. But I did words. Play it for the water. Then go take another one. And the most downtrodden music you can possibly find, play that for that water. And then go freeze them both at the same time. And watch what the ice looks like. You can look at the ice like, ooh, I don't even want this in my drink. Like, real talk, I looked at one piece of ice and I'm like, thank you. Well, ashe. Like, sure, you can share my live. You can ask, like, you don't even like play like, you'll look at the ice from the other music. Like, I don't even want that. I don't want to put that in my drink. I want nothing to do with that. Like, I ended up melting it and apologizing to the water. Like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean any of those words that I said. This was just an experiment. Understand, you are beautiful water. You are refreshing water. Like, I really apologized to the water because I was just like, yo, okay. Because for me and my spiritual practice, and that's the thing that I love about Ifa, because there's even Odus that say to be logical. Like, the beauty of Ifa and Orumila is like there's logic involved. So for me personally, um, songs of the Orisha. Oh, I love Orisha music. Like, Orisha music was like, that's the other thing. Orisha music is a bop regardless. A bop. Ashe, thank you. Thank you. Song of the Orisha. Yeah. Like Ella Andal, anything she sings, any Orisha song that she sings, like I do a little something something. That's what I do. A little something something. I do a little. But I was in the house last night. Oh, it was getting it. They got a full concert last night. A full concert. Apparently, a couple of my ancestors wanted to hear some gospel music, which I do not do. I do not do. But I went through Temptations. Have a good one. I like Celia Q's How to Heal Lost with Energy. How to heal your Ori. If you are needing to heal a lost connection, your Ori. You tell your Ori that you are okay with this connection being gone and done, and that you no longer like, it is your Ori. You start with your Ori first. Yeah, like, you start with your Ori first. Simply saying the words. The power of the word. I can't wait till I do the Ofu Ashe class. The power of the word. The power of the word. I only know Celia Cruz and Ella Andal. I think if you search those two, you'll end up in a wormhole. Ashe. You know, Andall. You got Ella right, but her last name is Andall. You're welcome. Everything she do, the Ogun one, it's a bop. Like, I be in Walmart with it in my earbuds, walking around, and like, I'm listening to Ogun music because it hit like my friends. Oh my god, when I first discovered her, the level of times I had to subject them to Orisha music in my car because I am in there rocking it to the Orisha music. Orisha music is for everybody. You do not have to be in the tradition. Orisha music is for everybody. I picked up this lady. She was, I don't know if she was homeless or not, but I will just say she was not well off. And she was hanging around at McDonald's. She needed like food or ride. And my son was in the car with me. So the first thing I did was consult with my head. Is it okay for me to pick this woman up? And it was just like, she needs a ride. So what I did was to support that is I turned on the playlist, specifically Oya. I don't know why it needed to be Oya. I just listened and I turned Oya on. And so Oya's song is playing and the lady's in the car, and then she starts to cry because the song is playing and I'm singing. And she just starts to cry. She said, I have no idea what is going on and why it sounds so familiar to me. I've never heard this before, but something in me feels like this is familiar. I dropped her off and everything, but it was just like, I even gave her, I had a few dollars on me. So I gave her a few dollars, and it was like, okay. Yeah, by comparison to me, yeah, she was older. She was definitely an older woman. And it was just like, okay, all right, I got you, Shawty. And I tend to do that. Like, it just, and it's always me and an older lady. Always. When I go to the village, I like, who am I sitting with? Somebody's like that, like an older woman. Ashay, Ashay. Hey, hey. Like, I just got here. Hi, hello. I'm gonna stay for like another 5-10 minutes or so. So I'm gonna let y'all ask questions. I'm gonna stay like 5-10 minutes because I want to have at least a little bit of a break because I am doing the Ori cleanse this afternoon. I'm really excited about that. So it recently came up that that I needed to expand from just having an elay to a temple. So for those that don't know the difference, the elay is my godchildren. They are the ones that one-on-one relationship, they have that with me. But temple allows me to have hold space for more people, a broader community. They don't necessarily want to be my godchildren. They may already, be practicing in other ways. But this way, it's a place where learning, veneration, and things like that can happen. So I have classes that I'm going to be doing, but I used to do a Soulful Saturday. Some of y'all have even attended it when I did it on TikTok Live. But I used to do Soulful Saturdays, and I got busy, so I couldn't do them anymore. But now, New Year, and so Soulful Saturdays are now going to switch gears. They're going to be Sundays with Iya and Orisha. I am in Georgia. So I do Sundays. It's going to be Sundays with Iya and Orisha. Well, I received that. And so starting on February 11th, once a month, I will hold, I'm in Augusta. I will hold an Ijosi on Sunday evenings where you can come and we can venerate Orisha together. So I will be doing Oriki and teaching from an Odu and whatever else Ifa, Spirit, the Orisha, the Egun decide to. Are you in Evans for real? Oh, look, I just recognized your screen name. Hey, Sugar Plum. So I'm really excited to do that again because I've kind of missed them. I've really y'all lucky. I did the Oriki, but y'all almost got a Soulful Saturday this morning. I thought real hard about doing that. But the Ori cleanse today is my first community. Yes. This is an open space. My temple is an open space. You don't have to have any plans to initiate. You don't have to have your hand of Ifa. My temple is an open space of community people who want to just simply learn. They want to feel the nourishment of Ifa and the wisdom. Yes, I'm only going to do Ifa, but if you are in other traditions, come. If you are open to simply sitting and holding space and being in like this, what y'all got for this live, and plus Oriki. What y'all got for this live today, plus Oriki, that is what my Sunday sessions are going to be like. What you got today with more Odu and Oriki, that is what I'm going to be doing on Sundays. I will also, for the temple, be holding things like I'm doing today. So today, I'm doing a community Ori cleanse. So I don't think anybody's coming to my house. I think it's going to be all virtual, but I'm doing an Ori cleanse plus Reiki. So today, the folks who are coming in attendance, they're going to get their Ori cleanse. I'm giving Reiki, and I have somebody that's supporting me that's going to handle the guided meditation. So I don't have to try to do everything at once. Look at me accepting help. I love you back. And that's the beauty right there. Not Ifa, but still that, because the medicine is the medicine. The medicine is the medicine. And the beauty of Ifa is that the medicine itself, how it's administered, and the physician, elder, who's administering the medicine will determine how you receive the medicine. So not everybody, and this is something I, in my Aquarius self, had to learn, because the Aquarius, we want to save the world. We want to save the world, Craig, the world. And I had to learn, I'm not meant to save the world. So my medicine it's for a specific group. It's for specific people. Everybody's not going to need the medicine the way that I give it. But those who feel like they need the medicine the way that I give it can come and receive the medicine. And you don't have to do anything. I have at least three goddaughters. None of them have talked about getting their hand. It's an alignment. They haven't talked about getting their hand to be five. They haven't talked about initiation. But you know who I'm still to them? Ianifa. I'm still Ia to them. I'm still their Ia. They still want the medicine of Ifa. And if they decide to go forward, they will have so much knowledge and wisdom under their belt that they can leverage moving forward to getting their hand. Like they're going to be in such an amazing position. Such an amazing position. Ashe, thank you. They're going to be in such a good spot. I'm teaching, I'm doing the how to honor your Isheshe at the end of the month. So that's going to be on the 31st. That's going to be like a kickoff. So people who want to come to the mentorship program, they can. I'm going to do an Ori class. So what is Ori, the parts of Ori and things of that nature? Why? Because all of you have an Ori. So that is not like you all have a head. You all have consciousness. So being able to honor that aspect of yourself, I got that before I thought I was initiating. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you have to initiate the honor. No. I don't care what nobody else. No, you need to know about your Ori now. You need to know about it now. You need to know how to honor your Egun and your Egbe now. And you can ask my godchildren. We still ain't talked about how like Orisha, like what they got from Orisha is certainly because things that come up in divination and offerings we have to do. Some of them have to propitiate certain Orisha on a regular basis. But other than like sitting and really just like, hey, go to Ori. No, go to your Ori, go to your Egun, and go to your Egbe. In that order. And if you get there, you get stuck, then we could talk, then we can have a conversation. Go to them first. Go to them first. We still do ritual and ceremony and things of that nature. They still know how to honor and venerate the mothers. They still know how to do all of those things. But in terms of the way that I have the mentorship program structured, they have to start with the self. Anyone that comes to me must start with themselves. It has to start with you. It has to start with you. Because if you go and you decide you want to go to any HER, a good elder is going to have you get to know yourself. A good elder is going to have you, Agbo, Acto Cezanne, is going to have you get to know yourself first and foremost, before you get anything. Like, start with you. Do you have a relationship with your Ori? Do you have a relationship with your head? Do you have a relationship with your ego? Do you have a relationship with your Egbe? Starting there with you. Look, I'm waiting on you, sis. I'm waiting on you. I'm when you ready, I'm ready. When you are ready, I am ready for you. The space is waiting for you. The space is waiting. So, okay, they went to lunch. So understanding that part, that is going to be part of, the walk. Like, if that's not what you want to do, if you don't want to get to know yourself, you don't want to do shadow work, you don't want to know like what your sun, moon, and rising is, you don't want to know what your number. I'm not the one. I'm not the one for you, because that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do all kind of stuff to get to know yourself before we do anything else. You're gonna do all manner of the things before you do anything else. Before you even go to your ancestors, you got to know who you are. Ashe. My feeling is that process, when you come to the mat, the way my godmother talked about it is the healing journey should already be underway. And that's why my mentorship program is structured the way it is that the healing journey, the inner work, the shadow work, you shouldn't have to, your shadows shouldn't come out at the mat. The mat, it's the ghetto. The coming to the mat should be a beautiful, full circle experience. At least as it was for me. When I got to the mat, it was all the things that I had learned about myself confirmed. A few extras were like, oh, there was some revelations. But when I say the things that work I had already been doing to get to know myself and learn myself, and then to hear it echoed back to me, telling me that I was already doing the work, I was already walking in my Iwapele, this is really just a formality, was a beautiful experience. Like, and that's what I want for my goddaughters. I want them to come to the mat and be like, oh, this is literally a formality. This is literally just solidifying all the things that you were already doing. Solidifying all the things that you are already doing. This is simply a formality of the fact that you want to be fully part of this walk. But even if they didn't, they were already doing, they are already actively doing the things. They're already actively doing the things. And that's such a beautiful, beautiful awareness of they're already learning who they are. And even when we move on to other subjects, I circle them back. Do something else, learn something else, check out your Venus, check out your Mercury, learn something new about yourself. And then come show us, what did you learn new about yourself? What did you learn new about yourself? Continue to learn something new about yourself. Even if it's once a week. Once a week, you need to learn something new about yourself. Because if you don't have a relationship with yourself, every other relationship is it's a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Your relationship with your spiritual core, with your creator, is a reflection of your relationship with you. And if you can't see yourself as unlimited, as divine, as capable of anything and infinite possibilities, when you go to ask for things, when you go to prayer, you are going to call for those things in a limited way. You're going to say, well, this seems like a lot. For who? This seems like a lot. I shouldn't pray for that. That's asking too much. Asking who you asking too much of? Who? What kind of heavy lift do you think you're about? Did you ask for a galaxy? Hey, ancestors. I want a galaxy. Okay, that might be a little much. That Ashe. Like that might galaxy might be a lot, but that 2024, Chevy Camaro white with the tinted windows and chrome rims and white wall tires, that ain't nothing. In the grand, it's a drop in the ocean. Exactly. So when you don't see yourself, understanding that you are constantly in a state of getting to know yourself, because you are a limitless being. Just like it is impossible for you to know 100% of the source of the creator, you're not ever going to learn everything about yourself. That is why it's a perpetual exercise. You always learn something new about yourself. That's why, because it's impossible for you to learn everything about the Most High. And since you are the Most High in a human vessel, it is always going to be impossible for you to learn everything. That's why you just continue to try to keep getting to know yourself more and more and more. It reflects your limitless nature. It reflects your limitless nature. So then when you start to realize how limitless you are, like, dude, I learned something new about myself, like every day. Oh, almost time to go. My battery's about to die. Then you are like, oh, so that thing that I want, that I keep not asking for because I think I'm asking of too much. How? If you feel it so strongly that you Ashley, how do you recognize the name? Did you see it? I don't even have his necklace on today. He's like, hi. You want me to do a tune today? All right, I'll do one. I'll do Yemoja. Because yeah, I'll give y'all some cool water. I'm doing an Ori cleanse later. I'm bringing some cool water, so I'll do that before I go. Y'all just the best. I swear. I swear. I do. All right, I'm gonna do the look. I will. Oh God, really? Okay, all right. Lord, um, okay, this is what I will do today. First, don't go nowhere. Now I need water. Hold on. Like I need water, and I know who I'm gonna do. Water, and let's look. I'm not being the Orisha DJ today. Not being the Orisha DJ. Um, woo-hoo. All right. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. So this is okay. Okay, wait, just let me think here. Okay, so this is this is what I will do. I will take you through a very mini prayer cycle. Um, very many. So I will this will be your sample. This is your sample of what I will do on February 11th. So I'm gonna do a very short Ela issue morning prayer. And since today is the day for the Iyami, I'm gonna do Yemoja, Oshun, and Oya. And that's it. That's all I'm doing today. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That's all I'm doing today. Okay, and a short one for the Egun. All right. All right. I've already done Ori. So I'm not doing the Ori one again. I've already done Ori. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Okay. All right. Mm-mm. You got to go off because you're going to dry me out. All right. Those who need to cover their heads might want to go ahead and do so now because it's about to be a party. It's about to be a party. Okay. All right. Very short, very short, Ayla. Thank you for the origami. Ifaloloni, ifaloyola, ifalolotuna oromila loni jomani nusadaye, ifaroa, elaroa o. Bimbe la poku, koromubo, bio beni, wanra ujumo, ifa joru mila, bio loloko, kio aleo, bio loloto, dio aleo, bio lolote, kio aleo, mojubo, mojubo. Mojubo Ashe, 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 Ashe. Eshu, Eshu Odara, Eshu Lanu Ogrioko, Okunyorita Jolanga Langa Lalu, Arin Lanja Lanja Lalu. O te ibi ija demole, ija mi otoro ba delife, to fide omo, oru eshu to koni, e o fira relale, eshu ma shemio, eshu ma shemio, eshu ma shemio. O Molimila Nicolushe, Bado Subida, no Ados Siwa Ashe, Modupueo Eshu. Thank you. On behalf of myself, thank you for allowing me to hold space and have clear communication to those who came to enjoy my live, whether in real time or on the playback. Thank you for allowing the door to E-Day to be open for those present here with me today. Thank you for allowing the door to negativity to remain closed. Thank you for allowing our doorways to be clear of negative energies, allowing our roads to be open. Thank you so much for allowing us to have clarity in our thoughts, clarity in our speech, clarity in how we move and the decisions that we make. Mojuba issue, modupuyo, ashi. Morning. Hopieni funolorun. Ibalu do mare. Oba chiki mojiloni. Mobogu merinaye. Ibai laurun. Ibai worun. Ibariwa. Ibagusu. Ibo baik baye. Ibarunoke. Iba baba iba ye. Iba igungu kiki gungu. Ibori, Iborinu, Iba Ipan Mityorun, Ashe, 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 Agbo Ato. Okay, I'm going to do point O to the elder mothers. Iba Oshun Sekese, Lato Juko Wete Wemo. Iba Oshun Olodi, Lato Juko Wete Wemo. Iba Oshun Ibukole, Lato Juko Wete Wemo. Ye Kari, ye Jo. Ye Oko Sanreo. Mbe ma ye mbe loro ashe Iva iyanso oya ajala run funire ibayansan Ajala run, fumi alafia iba oya. Ajala run. I got pump on there. Winnie, imbe my yansa. I'm only popping in wrong once to see anybody. Oh, look, you came back. My battery died. I'm so sorry. I looked up, I said, oop, my phone about to die. Look. All right. I moved to grab my iPad. iPad is grabbed. Okay. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna do this last two, and then I'm gonna go because clearly that means I've been on live too long. I kept the battery on my phone, but I am gonna do the last two for y'all, and then I'm gonna go. Right. And of course it would be Yemaya. Yemaya came through and was like, hey, hey, hey. So I'm gonna do these last two. So I'm gonna do Yemoja and I'm gonna do the Egu and say a last little blessing. Thank y'all so much for the love and the likes. I so appreciate all of you. So we're gonna close out with Yemoja and the Egu. Okay, Yemoja. Who knocked the phone out? Yeah, Moja Olodo. Yeah, yeah, me, yeah, Moja Ore, yeah, yeah, oh. Imiti bobo imole. Yeah, yeah, mi awayo. Yeah, Moja koya. Iyanla. Iyanla. Iyanla beale. Ashe. Ashe. All right. Close officially. Not rudely interrupted. Close us out with the Igum. And a short one before my house be full. Igungun kiki gungun. Iguni kuranan vao ko pui pui. Oh, da sumba funao. Iguni kubata bangwi munde. Biaba para toni na laguna sade ashe. Mojuba to our benevolent, our loving, our to all of our egu, to all of them on both sides of our family, on all planes of our existence, our biological egu, our non-biological egu, to the egu of the tradition that have supported me in sharing Ifa in my own way, to the friends who have transitioned, loved ones, teachers, community leaders that we have loved and adored in our lives. Thank you. Thank you for being a constant support, being a fixture in our life. Even if we do not remember all of your names, you are not forgotten. We have not forgotten you. We may call you in different ways, but you always hear us. Thank you for allowing us to all stand beside you, stand on top of your shoulders and be uplifted. Thank you for blessings in all forms that permeate throughout our lives. Thank you for encouraging us to walk in your stead and lead ourselves to a more enriched relationship with our spiritual selves. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. Thanks, y'all, for coming to my live. Thank y'all so much. It really, this was so dope. I hope that, Ashe, I hope that y'all will consider joining me on February 11th. It is going to be via Zoom. It is free. There is an option if you would like to contribute a donation as an energy exchange. There is an option for that. But I would just come and share space. January 31st, I'm teaching the class on what is your Isheshe and how to honor your Isheshe and what that is. I hope that you will come to that. It's still a few hours, so there is still time if you feel like you would like to come to the community or cleanse with Reiki and meditation. If you feel like you would like to participate, thank you for the roses. To come to that, there is still time because I send you a list of what you'll need, and then that way you still got time to run to the stove because it's still got a couple of hours before I'm going to be doing that. But I just want to really say thank you. This was such a beautiful session. I think that's the most people I had consistently in alive in a really long time. And I just want to say, Modupoyo to your Oris and your Egun and your Egbe, because if they had not felt like you were supposed to share space with me today, you would not be here. If they had not felt like there was some medicine that I was going to administer today that was going to be nourishing to your being, you would not be here. and to be trusted by the spiritual court of somebody else to administer the medicine for them to enrich their lives. I cannot begin to put into words how grateful I am for that level of trust. Like that's I can't put that into words. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you. I hope that you all have an amazing day. If any of y'all are going to be here later this evening, well this afternoon, understand it's about to be a whole vibe. It's about to be a whole vibe. If you have never gotten Reiki from me before or gone through a meditation with me, it's about to be a whole vibe, and I am so excited about it. So thank y'all so much again. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh, dude, I had the camera blocked. I'm sorry. Bye. Where's my? You're not gonna click? Are you not? I just want you to like.